Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video and another one of my SBR, ESBR runs. Yesterday I said it was going to be my penultimate video, I got it wrong. We have Fusion's only ESBR today, or in this video, because I've been uploading them all throughout today and literally one yesterday. But this is actually the penultimate. I do have Earthlings SBR to cover as well. So as always, if you could do me a huge favour, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. And this is taken from a stream a few days ago, so if you do want to follow me on Twitch, where we play Dokkan and a few other games, link in the description down below. Drop me a follow. I will be streaming today as well, so if you want to come check that out, it'd be very much appreciated. If you don't, doesn't really matter. 10% battery, that's fine, I can get through that quickly. But this is the team I used. I run time limit category, purely because majority of the fusion units, or the better fusion units, also go on time limit. And I just wanted to run dual Goku and Vegetas. So that's pretty much why I run this. These two, if you have them, are a must. They make this a hell of a lot easier. Not only do they raise their attack and defense on super, but of course they got the 120 at the start of turn, 30% damage reduction, extra ki from rainbow ki spheres, their self-sustaining ki is always easy to get the 18 ki off. Not to mention, if you are struggling, or maybe, you know, you have the opportunity to get it off, you can get the active off, break out the fusion, restore some HP, saving some items, keep the damage reduction, do some extra damage, bit of extra defense, and foresee enemy super attack. And then if you also have the active transformation or the active fusion ready, but you know you're near the end of one of the battles or phases, you can use it at the very end when you're about to, beat the final enemy, and then have full health going into the following phase and kind of work their transformation around that, which is very handy. Then we have Ssj4 Goji Gotenks, who absolute MVP unit. Like, honestly, I don't think he gets enough respect as he deserves. Massively lowers defense on 9 ki, which quite helpful, not too helpful, but does help a little bit. The 11 ki massively raises attack for 1 turn, and his attack's effective against all types, which means he's doing a lot of damage. He's doing a lot of damage anyway, but especially on the 11 ki, even more damage against all types. And then on 12 ki, he does greatly raise attack for 1 turn. But that 11 ki, very handy. He's a very good damage dealer. Not to mention as well, he does have an evade as well, which is very handy. But just all around great unit, especially because a lot of you probably have dupes in him or potentially rainbowed. And then this guy as well, definitely bring him. I love this Gotenks. AoE super attack. Medium chance? Yeah, medium chance of stunning all enemies, which means if RNG's in your favor, you could stun every single enemy you currently are facing, which literally gives you a free Ghost Usher. Even if you don't stun all of them on the first initial super, even if you don't have dupes, it has a built-in additional, which means you could potentially stun them a second time round while doing some extra damage. And if you have dupes in them, at least one like I do, you could potentially get off a third super attack from the hidden potential system and then try and stun all enemies once more. And whoever you haven't stunned may end up being stunned. Also, he has a time limit category support, which is also very handy at helping every other unit on the team as well. So definitely bring him. This Gotenks, by the way, is very good. Especially rainbowed. I really like him, which is another reason why I'm going to level 10 link him as well. Pre-transformation, not the best, doesn't really do too much. He does raise defense on super, which you're definitely going to need. If you're not doing that, or if, at some points you may want to use an item around him. But once he transforms, very good. Not only does he greatly raise defense, which is very handy considering how much damage ESBR deals, but he has a great chance of stunning an enemy, which is a 70% chance to stun, which is great. That means he'll be stunning more often than not. And then also on top of that, he does have a medium chance of launching an additional super, which not only means extra damage and greatly raising his defense twice, but if you didn't stun him once, he's probably more than likely going to stun him the second time round, and you probably won't be getting to Ssj4, I'm not going to lie. But once he transforms, very handy. Then you have this guy who, once he super attacks, he's good to go for 6 turns, very useful as a floater. And then I took these two. Defensively, they're not bad at level 10 links. If you don't have level 10 links, their defense obviously isn't going to be as good as my one. Defensively, not the best pre-EZA, but of course we still have about 4 months until we do get their EZA from the year 7 anniversary. They're mainly here just for damage, so you do probably want to work your items around them. You're not going to get to turn 7 to get that fusion mechanic off, so otherwise you're spending way too long in the phase. So they're pretty much here for damage. As I said, you do want to work your items around them. And in terms of alternatives, there's a few. There's not many good ones who could probably handle themselves in ESBR without being a huge risk. Even though the year 5 LRs do catch a lot of flack, you could take him, especially if you do have dupes, and also mine is level 10 links. But you could take him. Don't run him on main rotation though, run him in slot 3 so you can get that chance to evade. And then, you know, if there's multiple attacks and you don't want to risk it too much, use an item, use a Whis, use a, you know, snake if you need HP restoration, or use an Icarus. But then just put him in slot 3, get some damage off with him. And then, as I said, try and get that evade off in slot 3. There is that. Who else is there? We got the Ssj4 Goji, who, if you have dupes in and you haven't done the Fusion ESBR yet, definitely take. He's not that, he's aged a lot more without dupes at 55%. But at least he does have attack and defense plus 200% for 8 turns, which you're never going to run out on. Because again, if you're getting past like turn 6, 7, it means you're taking too long. Which means you're probably not going to complete the run unless you get some good RNG in the next couple phases. And being a Gogeta unit, attacks effective against all types. So he could be a decent option. Also, he does have the counter, and he does greatly raise attack and defense on super attacks. So as a slot 2, slot 3 unit, could be very handy as well. As I said, counter, the great raised attack and defense on super, and the types effective against all types, or attacks effective against all types, and that 200% for 8 turns, which you're never going to run out of unless you take it too long. But definitely a good option. You could take this guy if you don't have any other options, because he does end up having an evade. This is definitely a unit you really want to be careful of, and really run items with and around him to make sure he doesn't get you killed. So I probably wouldn't take him. You could definitely take this Easy 8 Int Gogeta because he does raise defense on super. Again, doing typical Gogeta things, attacks effective against all types, attack and defense plus 120 at the start of turn. He wouldn't be too bad, but another one you probably want to work your items around. You could go for like what I called when they dropped like the tag team champions of Dokkan, which is where you kind of work these two off each other, sealing and stunning, getting the additional off, raise their attack and defense twice in a turn. You could do that, but again, there's just better options to run. But if you are lacking and you do have them, they're not a bad shout. They can work well together. You could take this Gotenks, who's free to play, and of course does raise attack and defense on super, and helps you recover HP. Was it per orb obtained? Yeah, per orb obtained, which also helps his attack and defense as well. That's if you're lacking on options. And then, while he doesn't link, if you want to go for the kind of safer side, for the guard and the evade, you could just throw this guy on if you really are lacking options. But I probably wouldn't bring him, considering, as I said, he doesn't link to anyone. But you never know. As I said, you could just throw him on for a defensive option. So yeah, other than the ones I've pointed out and the ones I've used, Fusion category doesn't really have that many good alternatives that can handle themselves in ESBR. Like, if you're missing like these ones, and like maybe 1 or 2 from the box I've shown you, you're kind of taking risky options. But I mean, if it's like one risky option, then it's not too bad, because, as I said, just run your items or work your items around them to make sure they don't get you killed. But there we go. That's the team. Hopefully you found that helpful. Hopefully you're not missing my voice too much. But as I said, if you could drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, all the support is very much appreciated. But yeah, time for some gameplay, and I said, try not to miss my voice too much. I'll see you in the next video, guys, and push!